D3 Sacramento from the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys.
Ho, 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 Christmas week, and got some Christmas shopping done yesterday, and then came home and watched the Kings with that incredibly inspirational, surprising win. Yeah, Drive Guys today got Whitey Gleason and Ramsey with us today. Ramsey's sticking around after, let's face it, Ramsey, you carried Alan Stiles for, what was it, 4 hours?
4 hours? I mean,
Must have seemed like longer than that to you because you had to do so much work. Am I right?
I'm here for the long haul today. I'm good to go. You asked me to come in relief? All right, I'm here.
Well, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
I got to say this. I know you and I don't always agree on, when we're talking about sports and things. And one of the things that you and I have kind of gone back and forth on a little bit is DeMar DeRozan. And I just want to say, your guy, if I can call DeMar DeRozan your guy, he was sensational last night. He's playing really well this year.
That, and I mean, you've got to give him credit, not for the basket, but for the dime that he dropped to Dennis Schroder in the corner to win the game.
That was a great play. Yeah, he made a great play, and he doesn't get as much credit for it. And Schroder, of course, with the big-time shot. But you're right. Last night, DeMar DeRozan had 9 assists, and he had 1 turnover.
Yeah.
That's very good.
His passing is highly underrated.
I agree.
Highly underrated. When he needs to, he can do what he did last night.
Yeah. Now he does. He looks for a shot, but he's a willing passer, and he recognizes, all right, it's not there, and he knows where everybody is. And yeah, I think that's one of the problems that Kings had last year at the end of game situations. Sometimes there was some question about what are we doing, especially when De'Aaron was still there. But to me, and I said this last week, don't mean to be redundant, but if you have DeMar DeRozan on your team, he's a great finisher, and the ball should be in his hands at the end of the game. That's otherwise, why do you have him on your team? And he made the big-time play last night. Kings made a series of big-time plays last night. And I know we could get caught up in, they might be better off gaining ping-pong balls right now. That's all fair and good, and I'm with those people. But last night, I mean, what you could talk about DeMar DeRozan and so many players that played well, and the crowd last night, and I'm sure you were part of it, Ramsey.
Yes, sir.
The Kings crowd, they didn't care last night about ping pong balls or trades. It's like, hey, we're beating this team. It's a pretty good team, having to come from behind to get in the game again as they did last week. And it's just a feel-good win, am I right? A feel-good win out there.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably say, I said this earlier with Allen. I wouldn't say it was the best win of the season of the 7, no. But you could either say that or when Russell Westbrook had his triple-double against the Warriors when they beat the Warriors. Those are probably the 2 most exciting wins. And for me,
Milwaukee win was a big one.
Yeah, I think the most complete win was the Miami win on the road, in my opinion. But for me, the key to the whole comeback was the 12-0 run that they had when they were down 100-86, and they got 12 straight points to get back into the game, 198, and then you had a basketball game from there.
Yeah, they haven't won many games, but they've beaten some pretty good teams.
Very true. Yeah. I mean, they've beaten Houston, they've beaten Denver, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Miami, Milwaukee. Well, Milwaukee's struggling now. I think they're 11-18. It is, I believe. So I don't know where you set them at now, but
yeah, but they've beaten some of those wins are quality wins.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, even Miami's over 500. So
yeah, and I just really appreciated, and I know there's been a lot of talk on X today about this. And I know a lot of people who were there pointed this out, and you could see it on TV as well. The fans reacted like they would if their team was, fighting for one of the top 6 spots or something. They were so excited about the win, and there was it wasn't, it wasn't kind of subdued because it's not a good season. People were just living in the moment. This is a tough year. There's a lot going on. We don't know how long that guy's going to be here or that guy, but hey, it was a fun game, and the Kings were playing hard, and the fans got behind them.
It's slightly, I'm not saying it was on this level, but it's slightly now, taking myself out of it, taking a step back, it slightly reminded me of the late December game a couple years ago against Utah when Kevin Huerter hit the 3 with 2 seconds left to win the game.
Yeah.
Because it was, that tight of a game, and same end of the floor, ironically, and somebody hit a three to put the Kings up. Mm-hmm. And they eventually won the game.
Yeah. Now, I think there were fewer people there last night, but the people who were there brought it. And I'll say this as well, and I know we don't really care about what's going on with the Rockets. That's a bad loss for the Houston Rockets last night. That's the type of loss that Kevin Durant was supposed to prevent.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to prevent it. He missed a shot. And, I mean, I said this earlier. I'll say it again. What the Rockets were on were potentially the toughest back-to-back in the NBA, meaning they played, technically it was Saturday afternoon, but they played in Denver, 2+ hour flight west to California, played the next night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it showed a little bit, but I think they thought they had that game in their hip pocket. Dennis Schroder had a great game. The offensive numbers were tremendous. He was great down the stretch, made that big shot. Right down, Ramsey, to his contest on Kevin Durant's jump shot. Kevin Durant's going to make a shot no matter who's guarding him most of the time, but the effort was there. It was an excellent contest from Dennis Schroder.
That's all you can ask for. I mean, giving up almost a foot in height.
Because they had the switch, and then Schroeder's right there. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, that's all you can ask for, giving up almost a foot in height. I mean, Schroeder maybe being 6'3" at best, and Kevin Durant being whatever you want. I say he's 7 foot. Some people say he's 6'12", 6'11", but giving up that much of a height disparity, and he did enough to contest the shot. KD missed.
Yep.
Kings win.
Yep. And Coach Christie saying after the game that the Kings are getting closer to playing, he said the last 3 games or so, with the type of identity that they want to play with. That's really interesting to me for a lot of reasons.
I agree with that. My take is different than others that I asked about Saturday night's game. I felt Saturday night's game was extremely sloppy.
Yeah.
On both sides. Not just saying the Kings, but it was just both teams didn't even get to 100. It was sloppy. They both teams shot 40 to 42%. There were a bunch of missed free throws. It really didn't have any flow, in my opinion. But
I think we're really talking, and Coach Christie's talking more about the previous game.
Oh no, I understand. Yeah. The Thursday in that game, most definitely, I agree with it. I mean, and just to use an analogy or comparison going from Thursday night to last night, Thursday night was not a foul on Russell Westbrook. End of the first half, Keon Ellis hit Reed Shepherd 3 times on that 3-point shot that he attempted to contest.
How about the crucial, would have been crucial, the foul they called on Westbrook last night for getting under, was it Terry Eason? That was also very iffy. Very iffy. I mean, that's all we'd be talking about today if they lost that game.
Very true. And again, we would have brought up the set of referees that were there last night who lead official Josh Tiven has been notorious to make some calls that aren't the great. And I'm not just saying for the Kings. He has notoriously made calls that are less than stellar, but they persevered, found a way to win, and move on with life. And then you got the number 1 team in the East coming in tomorrow night in Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit Pistons. Yeah, I know that there were a couple of challenges the Kings won off calls that should have been called correctly in the first place. So then Doug Christie was out of challenges down the stretch. But it all worked out. And as he said, the last 3 games, we're playing more like the way we want our team to play. When Scott Perry was on our show a couple weeks ago, he said, there's some things that we've wanted to establish. And he said, we haven't really been doing that. But last few games, the Kings, for whatever reason or reasons, they're playing hard. They're competing. And that's the one word Doug Christie mentions all the time. Hey, before you get to the shooting, before you get to the strategies and the numbers, you got to compete. And that's what they've been doing. And he deserves a great deal of credit for that. So does the staff. But I always say the players are the ones who deserve most of the credit. These are really confusing or at least unusual circumstances that the players are dealing with, and somehow, some way they've found a way to put that aside and compete over the last few nights. It's been fun to see.
Which I definitely agree with, and I've said this since October 21st, 22nd. This Kings roster has not been a complete roster since game 1. They have had someone missing in the lineup every single game, and they're playing with what they got. Yeah.
Not just, like your 9th man or something.
No. First it was Keegan. Schroder had missed some games. Now you're without Sabonis. Levine's out for another few games. Drew Eubanks broke his thumb. I mean, it's unfortunate. Injuries are a part of the game, but the group is trying to find a way to, as Doug said, to compete and play as hard as possible, and you let the chips fall where they may. I'd much rather have efforts of this nature where you not get wins, but even both Portland's game, but really the Thursday night Portland game where you fought from 18 down, competed, lost by 1, but the effort was there and no one was questioning the effort or the compete level after the game, even though they lost.
Someone claiming to be Carmichael Dave here in the chat is saying that, this is don't give the Kings a dime of your money. They don't deserve it. But to the point you just made, Ramsey, a team that plays as hard as they played last night, I have to think for the most part, most fans feel like, I got my money's worth. That was worth it. And I know it's cliche, but it is true. I think it's true for the most part of every city in the NBA and also in Major League Baseball and the NHL and the NFL and the WNBA. Fans want to see players play hard, but I do think we have a special appreciation for that here. And the interesting thing to me, Ramsey, and again, full disclosure, I was not there as you were last night. It felt for a minute like none of the clouds swirling around the team mattered. It was like for the fans, like that was just a nice slice of basketball, got behind a team that was playing hard, and they won. And all right, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow night? But last night, it was a fun night of basketball.
It definitely, especially the second half, and going fourth quarter, and as you talk about play hard and got your money's worth, you got 5 free minutes of basketball.
Yeah.
It seemed like in that crunch time frame, it seemed like the gym was locked in. It seemed like almost everybody in the stands was locked in.
Yeah.
Watching the game. I mean, I felt personally just watching the game, like, especially when I get locked in, as many people do, I don't notice anything around me other than the game. Like,
Ramsey, you're locked in before you even park your car.
That is true. I am that type of person.
You're locked in before you leave the house to get in your car to go to the parking lot, to get out of the parking lot to go watch the game.
That I'm different from most, but you are correct. But in games like that, I notice a few people around me, but I hear the noise, but it's like a lot of times I don't because I'm so focused on what's going on. I don't hear everything, and I understand when players say they don't hear it. I get it because you're so sheerly focused on the task at hand, like the outside noise around you doesn't resonate.
Yeah. Carmichael Dave, not really, says, I'm just saying for the current product, and I got you, Carmichael Dave, and you're certainly entitled to your opinion. I just feel like last night, and I wasn't there, but I have to feel like last night most of the fans, if not all the fans who were there, probably felt like, yep, I got what I paid to see. Now, again, we'll see where it all goes from here, but you have to be encouraged by some things, and I know there's still a lot of questions. I was thinking last night, Ramsey, when you look at the way Maxime Raynaud is playing, and then you got Dylan Cardwell playing well, and this is just, I'll take you through my thought process for what that's worth. I was thinking, in some ways, this rebuild, whatever you want to call it, maybe ahead of schedule, but then I caught myself because, like, maybe in that sense, but there's so much work to do. And we're talking, this is a long process that right now being a little bit ahead of schedule, I mean, it's better than not being, but there's just so much work to do. It's nothing to get too excited about.
I've said it since I saw the lineup that you mentioned when both Dylan Cardwell and Maxime Raynaud were in the game together last night. But half of it because I had to, because Houston went big, especially on the offensive end. It was extremely stagnant because Maxime Raynaud was in one dunker spot on one side of the block. Dylan Cardwell was on the other side of the block in the dunker spot. And they were trying to communicate, like, how do we get away from each other out of the paint to create some space for the shooters.
Yeah.
And then Dylan Cardwell wanted to run up and set a screen for whoever it was, which brought the big up there, and he didn't roll, so it made it difficult for whoever was handling the ball to move the ball accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is good. I mean, it's kind of funny, too, the way more Maxime has played and Cardwell's played, it seems like Precious Achiuwa is kind of just not having the impact. But the way Maxime Raynaud is playing and the way Dylan Cardwell has been making an impact, and we know from the beginning of the year, a lot of coaches on the team loved him, but it took him a while to find his way, and he's got a long ways to go. But I'm fine now with trading Sabonis. And not that, get rid of him. we're done with it now. Boo! I'm just saying, if they do, I think they're in some ways that would be good as far as the development of the team.
I mean,
in my opinion,
you're going to see. I mean, speaking of Sabonis, you're going to get a chance to see what this team, what this lineup looks like for, in my opinion, at least at the All-Star break without Sabonis.
I heard you saying that
because I mean, with the news that you broke on Friday afternoon,
you shared that with us. Yeah, you saw that first and texted us.
That he's out 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks means end of January. Yeah. And that's just reevaluated.
Right.
And by the time you get to the end of January, you're a week and a half away from the All-Star break. Don't rush it.
Yeah. It's possible that when they reevaluate him, they'll say, he's good. But I agree with you. It's unlikely. That's the way these things go sometimes. So
and not even if they say he's good, he's still got to ramp his conditioning up to get back into shape, which is going to potentially take 7 to 10 days, in my opinion, which gets you right to the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm. There's also this. We think that Toronto's one of the teams that's really interested in him. That's what's been reported, is that they're considering him. But a lot of that may hinge on how they are doing by the time the All-Star break rolls around. And Toronto's been, they've lost 2 in a row. They've lost 7 to 10. They're 17 and 13.
And they've dropped to 6th.
Yeah, they're still top 6 in the East. So they're having a nice season. My point is, between now and then, if things go sideways for them, they may be less inclined to go out and make a move of that magnitude. We'll see. A lot of moving parts. How about Malik Monk? It was weird last night. I almost felt like this is, no one said this, and I'm not suggesting this is the case. It was just my gut reaction when he went in and, the crowd gave him a nice little, oh, yay, Malik. It was almost like, go out there and play one more time before we get rid of you. I mean, that crossed my mind. I don't think that's the case, but it crossed my mind.
I hope that's not the case, but he wasn't in rhythm whatsoever. For sitting for 2.5 games, he was trying to find his way into the game. And you may have heard me say this with Allen earlier this morning. He couldn't find his rhythm because he was off ball. He never really got a chance to touch the ball, handle the ball like he had been doing when he'd been running the point. He did make the layup that he had,
missed a couple of charity shots though.
And sadly, in my mind, I didn't say it to anybody, but in my mind, I'm like, he's about to miss his first free throw because he'd been out of rhythm and hadn't shot a free throw in almost a week, and it didn't surprise me because I'm like, he's out of rhythm and he's searching, trying to find himself, and unfortunately, he missed them both.
Mm-hmm. He says he's 1,000% confused by the benching. That's what he told Jason Anderson, exclusive interview with the B. And it wasn't, that might look out of context like Malik is ranting and raving. He's upset. No, he was just asked, are you confused by this?
It's just an honest answer.
Yeah, 1,000%
and
confused.
He's in the same boat you and I are as media members, or if we take a step back, just as fans trying to figure out why all of a sudden the abrupt benching. Why?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
None of us understand it. And we would like to, but Doug's used the word logjam. Yes, we know it's a logjam within that small guard position. There's a lot of them on the Kings currently constructed roster. We get that, but Malik, I don't get it. Mm-hmm. I still don't get it.
The only thing I can think of based on what Doug Christie has said, which is, look, we're going to try something else. And I know Malik says that's what I was told. And it syncs up pretty much to when Doug Christie said last week that we got to start playing some of the younger guys. And I know last night, Nick Clifford did play 27 minutes. So maybe that's why. Maybe they're figuring Malik's going to be the odd man out for a while. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean that it's easy. But I think that's what's going on. If it's not that, then they must feel like they are close to some kind of move in there. They don't want them to get hurt. I don't know.
That might be that again, maybe the end all be all playing the young players, but at the same time, it still doesn't make much sense because, again, I don't get it. Mm-hmm. You don't get it. So, I couldn't tell you what it is. There's Doug's explanation for you.
And you got DeMar playing 40 minutes and Russell Westbrook getting up 24 shots last night. So
I looked at that. I'm like, I knew Russ shot a bunch, but I was like, damn, I didn't realize he shot 24 times.
Yeah.
And he shot 12 threes. I knew he shot a few of them, but I was like, 24? I mean, 24 and 12 threes. Mm-hmm. And when he hit the three in the corner to tie the game, it was like one of those, like, you had to brace yourself for 2 seconds because it was like, all right, Russ, don't take the shot. Oh, good, he made it.
Yeah. No, I know. Don't you think some of that had to be him wanting to have a little something extra for his buddy KD?
And his former team, the Houston Rockets. Because I want to say, I believe it was either late third or early fourth quarter. He was having a playful banter with some of the players on the Rockets bench. I know one of them was Jayshawn Tate. I think somebody else, it might have been Jeff Green, but they were just having playful banter back and forth. And I believe, don't quote me, I think Jayshawn Tate might have been a rookie when Russell Westbrook was there. So Russ might have taken him under his wing as his rook at the time. But they were just having some playful banter back and forth, like they knew each other and was just talking basketball. But you enjoy seeing those type of interactions in the heat of the battle in the moment of a game.
One of the reasons I think you like it, I tell you I like it, is sometimes you can pay for a game to be at a game or just to stream it or whatever, and sometimes you feel like I'm not sure the players care. And there have been times this year when we've watched the Kings and said, I don't know, they're not playing hard. In the last 3 games or so, that has not been the case. Yeah, and Russell Westbrook, that's never the case.
That's never the case with Brody, with Westbrook. And I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, no, you haven't been able to question the effort within the past week that the Kings have put forth, win or lose. I mean, we're at that point now, unfortunately, where you have to look at it like that, ask for it like that.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I know that you have said that before everything really became focused on the youth movement, I don't think there's any going backwards on that, but you had said you were hoping that they would pursue, at least a 10 seed. Do games like last night, do you watch that, and does any part of you feel like, man, this is how this could have been, or at least more like this? This team's better than their record. If they'd done a few things differently, a few breaks here or there, they could actually be within hailing distance of the 10 seed right now.
The way this Western Conference is, especially at the bottom, as sloppy as it is,
it's a mess down there.
If they decide to go, if they can make a run, they might be able to. They still could catch a Portland or a Memphis.
Oh, so you haven't given up on that dream of yours?
I haven't given up on it. It's slight. It's small. But, I mean, if they can find a way to make a run, do I see it at the moment? I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I don't think it happens, and if I don't want them to pursue that, but if they did, somehow, some way they won 8, 9, 10 in a row or something, that the complexion of those standings would change completely for them.
And I'm not a type. I've never been. I
don't think it's going to happen though.
Yeah, I don't either, and I've never been the type of person to schedule this, that, third, whatever. But within approximately this next month, I think the only time that they have to truly leave California is the day after New Year's Day, and they just go to Phoenix. Mm-hmm. So you're on the West Coast.
Yeah,
you don't have to travel much. You've got a couple of large homestands coming up.
Them and the 49ers, Ramsey.
And let's just put it like this. We know we've always asked the Kings to get a home court advantage at Golden 1. For some reason, they haven't established that.
Right.
And we would love for them to do it.
When we come back, do the Kings play better without Zach LaVine? And the Kings gave the Golden One fans what they deserved last night. More on that when we come right back, getting you ready for Monday Night Football. It's a Drive, guys, on Sactown Sports.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, tell me what's happening for Hoblet's Wrap the Year Up sales event.
Right now, you can save up to $12,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesmans with no payments for 90 days. That means you drive home a new Ram today and don't make your first payment until March of next year. Or you can save up to $5,250 off MSRP and get 0% for 72 months, saving you thousands in finance charges.
Okay, everyone keeps saying 0% is impossible to find. I guess they're just not going to Hoblet.
We strive every day to get our customers the best deals on the truck they need. Affordability is key, and right now we have new 2025 Ram 1500 starting as low as $34,995.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$12,500 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman after $7,250 factory rebates and $5,250 dealer discount. Rebates include $4,750 national, 10% below MSRP rebate. $2,000 holiday select inventory, $500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. To this net savings, sample VIN 197717. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Warrants reserved.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It was a couple of years ago that I walked into the Mercedes-Benz of Stockton showroom for the very first time, and let me tell you, I was blown away. Not only did they have the finest cars I've ever seen, the people I encountered, whether it was Jane, whether it was Dante, Jason, you name it, they were all friendly to me. And now is the perfect time for you to head to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton because it's the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. You may say, Drapes, what's the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration? Well, for starters, you can get a car with 3-year prepaid maintenance on select models. And because it's nearing the end of the year, important tax breaks are available right now. Plus, they have low rates on new vehicles and certified pre-owned vehicles. So see for yourself. Head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now and tell them Drape sent you. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration, the gift that keeps on giving.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Ramsey today. Yeah, we got Monday Night Football, 49ers and the Colts. So we take you up to pregame activities at 4 o'clock. We'll get back to the Kings conversation in just a moment. But first, yeah, we got so much more. Your Las Vegas A's of West Sacramento made a trade today. They picked up a guy who in 2022 won the National League batting title. The A's have traded a 17-year-old pitching prospect by the name of, I think it's Jordan Rodriguez. Yes, 17-year-old prospect to the Mets for Jeff McNeil, the 2022 National League batting champion. Jeff McNeil also is, part of his salary is going to be paid for by the Mets. So a nice deal for an A's team that's looking for some help at second base and has, I think, a legitimate shot at competing for one of the wild cards this year, Ramsey.
I like the move because it now solidifies the second base position, which was a question mark for the A's, especially last year.
I guess they've lost some faith in Zach Geloff.
Not just that. You also had Daryl Ernaiz that played a little bit. I mean, they used Max Schumann as a utility player, tried to play him at second base. So they went out, found someone that was second baseman. And Jeff McNeil was expendable, as I said earlier, because of the Mets obtaining Berkeley High product, Marcus Semien.
And Jeff McNeil last year had 12 home runs. He had 12 the year before that. He had 10 the year before that. So in this ballpark, he'd probably hit 30. I'm kidding. He might get to 20.
Give me 20.
Yeah. Left-handed bat. Hit 243 last year. Overall, his offensive numbers were above average compared to the rest of the league. So a nice pickup by a team that's at least trying to do something.
He's a player that cannot just play second. He's played every position on the diamond outside of pitcher and catcher. So I mean, if you need to get Nick Kurtz off his feet for a day, you can put him at first base. If you want Jacob Wilson to DH a day, you can move him to short.
I think he played all three outfield positions in first base last year. Second base. Yeah,
most definitely. And I mean, I was looking at his baseball reference page earlier when Allen announced the trade because I hadn't heard about it until then, and I was like looking down. I was like, he's played. That's why I said he's played every position other than pitcher and catcher. So he is a utility player that will give you some form of stability, and he's a veteran. He's a veteran presence that a team like the A's always needs.
See, I think he's a regular second baseman. He can play a bunch of positions.
Very true.
Yeah. But to me, that's an everyday second baseman, if there is such a thing in the majors anymore.
And I hope he can find that. Hope he can find his rhythm
stroke.
like he did in 2022. I mean, yes, if he gets 20 home runs, great. Get back to that average. Get back to the mid threes because, as we saw last year, getting to 330 was a struggle for a lot of players. I think there was.
The game has changed, Ramsey.
Yeah, I think there was no more than 20 players that batted over 300 last year.
I think that's reflected in Jeff McNeil's numbers, and we'll get back to the Kings in just a moment. But you go back to 2018, he played 63 games, so just year by year his batting average, 329, 318, 311, 251, 326, 270, 238, 243. And that's happening. That's happening all over.
That's how. Yeah, it's an epidemic. It's not a healthy or productive epidemic in baseball, but it's an epidemic because people feel now that the long ball and the strikeout is just fine, and that's what wins games. It's not what I grew up on or you grew up on, where a bloop, a steal, maybe a blast, or a couple of bloops, move the runner over, sack fly. That wins games.
In the old days, it used to.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes.
By the way, when we opened, I mentioned a couple of things about the new front court that the Kings have and how I personally would be okay if they traded Sabonis. Nothing against Sabonis, but you can see the direction in which this is headed from the 916 here in the text line. Whitey, it also depends on what we get back on Sabonis. Absolutely it does. Great point. That's from, let's see, this is Sherry. Sherry says, no, the only reason many people follow the Kings is to watch Sabonis play. I understand that. That's going to be difficult. If it comes to some of these players that are veterans, if they move on and the return is not obviously beneficial to the Kings, some of these will be more, this puts you in better position, frees up salary. If it moves like that are made, it's going to be very hard for a lot of fans. We'll just have to wait and see.
I don't want to see them personally. I don't want to see them move Sabonis, but I need something of value. I would need something of value back if you were talking about moving him.
Yeah, me too. Again, I'm not just saying, we just got to get rid of that guy. But are you saying, Ramsey, in your opinion, Do you think Sabonis could be part of whatever your next competitive team is?
I believe so. I'm a
little more skeptical of that. I don't know, but I think it's going to take him 2 or 3 years at least.
I think he would be one of the anchors to do it, and if he is willing to do that, by all means, stick with him.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets to a point, I appreciated my time here in Sacramento. I would like to try to find myself a way to move to try to be on a championship contender. Then by all means, give him the respect that he's given, because he's given you enough back in service.
Yeah, he has. How many players that are currently on the team will be on the Kings roster the next time they win 35 or more games? Nobody knows. I know.
Nobody knows.
Think? Keegan, probably, right, by design?
Potentially.
Uh-huh. Maxime, you would hope. Neek, Dylan Cardwell.
I think it might just be the first three you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Dylan Cardwell's easily expendable. He's an
expendable?
he's an easily expendable, movable piece.
Uh-huh. So you're saying Dylan Cardwell will not be part of that?
He wouldn't have to be for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's neither here nor there at the moment.
How about Keon Ellis?
You can move him for all I care.
You're not a big Keon guy, are you?
No. He's one of these players that.
Do you resent him, or do you resent the way fans view him? Because and maybe I'm wrong, but I sense
probably
some
more
kind
of the
little bit of an edge there when you say
more of the latter than the former. I'm not saying he can't play. I'm not saying he can't play basketball. It's the way that Sacramento fans value him way too much. In my opinion, they value him more than what he is. And it was case in point. Jay brought this up because he and I have talked about it back here in the control room.
Mm-hmm.
If you took Keon Ellis and replaced him with Cason Wallace, Keon probably would probably be in the similar role with OKC with Cason Wallace. Cason Wallace potentially would offer you about the same, if not more, here in Sacramento.
I think Cason Wallace is good.
So do I. So do I.
Then Keon's good if he's comparable to Cason Wallace.
I would take Cason Wallace over Keon Ellis. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Beyond the Lakers, report here from Heavy.com, teams that might be interested in Keon. Beyond the Lakers, teams like the Knicks, Magic, Heat, and Trailblazers have interest in Keon Ellis. Others are and will be involved. That's where the price of second-round picks could be pushed to a first-rounder. A GM said, it's hard to imagine giving up a first-rounder for him. I don't think that's where it will land, but they're right to keep asking for it, and maybe someone bites at the end, an anonymous GM. I agree with that. We talked with Bobby Marks about that last week. Sure, you can ask for that, but I don't think there's any way the Kings are going to get a first-rounder for Keon Ellis.
Rename that list. You said Orlando.
Beyond the Lakers, Knicks. Teams like the Knicks, Magic, Heat, and Trailblazers have interest in Ellis. And it doesn't say they are expected to have interest. This says, and this is Sean Devaney, I think, he says, Knicks, Magic, Heat, Trailblazers have interest in Ellis.
I'll use Orlando, for example. If you want to move, if Orlando wants Keon, give me Anthony Black back. I need some form of value. And to move something like that, that's not asking that much, because I don't believe value-wise Keon's going to get that much on the market, especially with a smaller contract. If it's a one-for-one trade, I believe Keon Ellis, if to be traded, it is, as have many of people like a Bobby Marks or those that look into trades, he would be a sweetener or a piece of a trade.
Yeah. Now, the Kings have said, I'm sure you know this, Ramsey, they're telling teams they don't want to use Keon as a sweetener. They don't intend to do that.
They're going to have to.
Of course, they don't intend to.
They don't intend to, but you're probably going to have to.
Mm-hmm. Anthony Black is a 6'7" point guard.
I take that.
I would love to get some length, but again, this log jam that I have, I'm thinking, you got the log jam. The log jam is probably going to be eased somewhat when you just start moving some of the veterans, or when the veterans move on.
That as well. I mean, the reason why I brought up Anthony Black, for example, you said he's 6'7".
Yeah.
You could potentially slide him either to the 2 or the 3. He could be versatile and not just play one position. And he's roughly in the same age class as a Keon Ellis. So
yeah, he's young. He's 22.
He would be another, if you got him, he would be another piece in that younger core that you mentioned a few moments ago that you could build around.
Yeah. I think it'd be, he was a 6th pick.
Yeah.
That'd be tough to get him. If you could get him, I think he'd be tough to get for Keon. I think what happens is the Kings say, this is the price for Keon. There's a lot of teams that are interested. Then I think ultimately they will keep him. I don't think anyone will meet that price. Mm-hmm. And my hope is that they will end up re-signing him.
There's another person I just thought of, granted first-round draft pick. You could put that Orlando probably wouldn't mind moving off of Juwan Howard's son, Jet. I mean, he might be something, if you were to do just a one-for-one trade, that you could potentially get as a piece in a trade of that nature. But we're not GMs. We don't know.
Yeah. Can we agree that we would move Keon for a first-round pick, even though it's probably going to be, if you get it to be protected, but we would do that? I would do that. Depending on the year.
Depending on the year and what team you'd move it to.
Oh, why? There are teams you don't want to move them to? You don't want to send them to the Lakers?
No, like we're using Orlando or like a New York as an example. Mm-hmm. If there's protections on it, it's probably going to be a later first-round draft pick as it is, especially like if an Orlando or a New York team qualifies for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It would be something 16 through 30.
Right.
Which you can always find value in a later first-round pick, as the Kings did this year when they traded back into the first round to get Nate Clifford. But by that time of the draft, many times teams are just drafting best player available.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you would like to participate in the show, that's the number, or hit us up on the YouTube chat. We'll come right back with more on that. Also, the Kings seem to be playing better, and Zach LaVine is not part of that. Is there a connection there? That and more next on Sactown Sports.
Call Maverick Electrical to claim your free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check with a donation. This month, donate 5 canned foods to Maverick Electric's Holiday Food Drive and get a free furnace tune-up or electrical safety check. They'll collect your cans at the appointment and make sure your heat stays comfy and your lights stay steady, so the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com to schedule your free tune-up today.
What will a Maverick do? 'Cause you're a Maverick too.
Give to get with no gimmicks. Limited appointments. Some restrictions apply.
Business moves fast, and so do we. At Bank of Marin, we team up with businesses in the greater Sacramento area to help you drive the lane and score big. With dedicated relationship bankers and local decision-making, we help you move quickly, whether you're upgrading equipment, buying your next building, streamlining cash flow, or fueling growth. From expansion to investment, we're ready to help you win. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
So you need last-minute gifts. No judgment. Get an extra 25% off during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale and find great gifts under $20. Like something cozy, something thoughtful, something that says you planned this all along. Yep, you're just one quick trip away from checking off the last gifts on your list. Save now at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
I'm with Vince Bloom, the big deal guy at Folsom Lake Dodge. Vince!
Actually, this time of year, you can call me the Holiday Big Deal Guy.
The Holiday Big Deal Guy!
Because during the wrap-up-the-year sales event at Folsom Lake Dodge, you can save over $18,000 net savings off MSRP on a new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4.
I'll take it.
And for a stocking stuffer,
keys to a Jeep,
a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Sport S. Right now, I've got one for only $36,995.
That's why they call you the Big Deal Guy. So over $18,000 off a Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab
and a Jeep Wrangler Sport for only $36,995. But you'll only find these big holiday deals at one place.
That's right, only one place. At Folsom Lake Dodge in the Folsom Auto Mall.
But online at FolsomLakeDodge.com.
Ram includes 9873 dealer discount plus 8207 in national stackable and holiday bonus cash. Then SN 667196. Cheap includes 4250 dealer discount plus 12750 in bonus national retail loyalty and holiday cash. Must be current owner of FCA vehicle to qualify for loyalty bonus cash. Then SW 543907. See dealer details expires 1/2/26.
CVS Health supports people
people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. Claim your free panel today. Call 916-619-3000 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because, again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
I was not going to read this text, but Ramsey wanted me to read it. I saw it and I just kind of ignored it, but Ramsey said, "Oh, you got to read that." From the 845, here's a text we got. Year-end blowout, prices you'll brag about. Bad credit, no problem. Drive today. Sale ends December 31st. Only here at Kia of West Nyack. Where's that, Ramsey?
New York. West Nyack, New York.
There you go. Not officially a sponsor of the program, but Ramsey wanted me to share that. We also heard from them back on November 27th, Ramsey. From all of us here at Kia of West Nyack, happy Thanksgiving.
So they're sending out their sales pitches. Thanksgiving, Christmas. What's next? President's Day?
I think we'll hear from them before then.
Potentially.
Yeah. So if you're in the West Nyack area and there are none of the fine establishments that actually are sponsors here on Sactown Sports, then perhaps you would pay them a call at West Nyack Kia. We have some. Now, we don't want to play the sounder. Not going to play the sounder. I think everyone, I know I am just so concerned and focused on a Kings trade that when I hear the, breaking news sounder on the station, I'm thinking, did the Kings do something? Kings haven't done anything, but we have some breaking news this afternoon. DK Metcalf has been suspended 2 games by the NFL, stemming from his altercation with a fan during the Steelers' win over the Lions. He, according to reports, he plans to appeal the suspension, got into it with a fan. Yesterday had an altercation with a Detroit fan. The Detroit fan says, I called him by his actual full name, but DK Metcalf seems to think, or at least said, that the man said some slurs to him. So I don't know, a misunderstanding or who's right, but that's what happened. And I'm thinking, Ramsey, perhaps if he appeals, maybe he gets that lessened to 1 game and he can play one of the final regular season games.
And if it's lessened to 1 game, that's the Ravens.
Yeah.
Final regular season game. And if the Ravens find a way to win next week and the Steelers lose, that's for the division and for a playoff spot.
Yeah. And it may not come to that because if the Ravens, like you said, if the Ravens lose at Green Bay Saturday, they're already done. What happened to your Ravens last night?
I don't know.
They're not your Ravens, are they? Every other team in the league.
No. It's just. I guess we got to put some legitimacy and some potential respect on the New England Patriots' name. They found a way to come back, and again, I think that's game number. What I heard it earlier this morning, I could be mistaken, but I think that's game number 18 in the last 5 years. The John Harbaugh-led team, Baltimore, has had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter and lost. Once is alarming, twice is concerning. 18 times is a trend.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And that's not a trend you want to have.
Even 11 or 12 times is a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
one Harbaugh brother's doing a great job this year. The other one may be on thin ice.
And they're both great head coaches. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, as who we just spoke about, not DK, but the Steelers themselves, you got to remember a couple weeks ago, the fans at Acrisure Stadium were booing their fourth quarter rally song Renegade, trying to get Mike Tomlin out of town. What happens? They win a couple games. Mike Tomlin's at year number 19 of having a 500 or greater record.
I want to say something real quick about Zach LaVine. I know that the last few games Zach LaVine's been out and the Kings have played very spirited basketball, losing 2 to Portland, including one in which they came from, 15 down with 1:53 to go to force overtime. They came back last night and they won the game. So I think it's easy to say, wow, well, they play better without Zach LaVine. I don't think that's entirely fair. While it looks like it's true over the last few games, to me, the team did Zach LaVine a disservice in this sense. When Scott Perry first met with the media, he said, we have not had a true point guard. And what was suggested or implied, in my view, was that if we're going to get Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan playing well together, we need a point guard who can set them both up. Like when they played together and they played very well in Chicago, they had Lonzo Ball. But what the Kings did then is they went out and got Dennis Schroder and they got Russell Westbrook. And we know they both had their moments. They played well last night. Those are not true point guards. And my point is not to say anything critical about either of them. I'm just saying you look at the way the offense worked last night, and at times it did bog down. I'm not saying it was flawless execution, but you look at the shot distribution. Russell Westbrook took 24 shots. Schroder took 13 shots, had a great game. Zach LaVine did not play, and we had DeMar DeRozan taking 17 shots. If Zach LaVine had played in there, to my eye, I could see how, wow, he might have had a hard time fitting into that offense. I don't think they did him any favors with this roster when they brought in 2 point guards that are offensive-minded, that are good offensive point guards. So I just think it's more of a fit. When Zach LaVine's not on the floor, it's one less mouth to feed, and I think you have more room for DeMar DeRozan and for Westbrook and for Schroder. I know Zach LaVine's had his issues here, and he hasn't been very good defensively. I just don't think he's been a good fit here. And I think he's not a great fit with DeMar DeRozan. So I just hope people don't look at that and go, well, he's the problem. I don't think he was a good fit here, and I don't think it's all his fault that it hasn't been a good fit.
And in my opinion, technically you have three point guards that are offensive and ball dominant when you talk about Malik Monk as well.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's good. But it's just like, okay, but that's not going to work with what you're trying to do, setting up those two guys. I did see Zach LaVine very engaged on the bench last night. Good for him.
And I've seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like many times that Zach LaVine a lot of times wants to create a shot more than come off a catch and shoot or come off a screen. So that's where the issues and difficulty lies.
Yeah. It's just this offense is a little clunky here and there.
And it was, like I said, it was clunky last night when they had the 2 bigs in with Maxime and Dylan Cardwell.
Mm-hmm. When we come back, Kings win and Ime Udoka can shut his pie hole. It's next in Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento, the wait is over. The all-new Hard Rock Sports Bar is here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Enjoy the ultimate 24/7 sports watching destination with 20 big screens with all the action for the premier game day experience. There's no other place you'd want to be to watch all the games with you and your friends. Now open at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. For more details, visit casino.hardrock.com/Sacramento.
Year-end pricing's in effect. Every vehicle's priced to sell before the new year during Happy Honda Days. At Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get behind the wheel of your new Accord or Civic today. Own or lease during Happy Honda Days at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. At Sierra Pacific, your home's comfort comes first. Need fast heating or plumbing you can trust? Our skilled, friendly technicians are ready when you need them. Save 10% on heating or plumbing repairs this holiday season. Get a heating system tune-up for just $79. Call today or visit SierraPacificHome.com. Legendary service and craftsmanship since 1984.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Tickets start at only $68. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the live music fan in your life. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans, Michelob Ultra, and Bare Bones Workwear. More info at CITPFest.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140. Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Pumpkin pie apparently is a staple of the holidays. I know that because there's couple of traditional holiday songs that have pumpkin pie in them. There's so rocking around the Christmas tree. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie. We'll go caroling. And there's a special feeling nothing in the world can buy when they pass around the coffee and a pumpkin pie. That's Sleigh Bell, right? Sleigh Bells? Well, Ime Udoka can shut his pumpkin pie hole after what he had to say last night. After the Kings defeated his Rockets, Ime Udoka said, "We didn't deserve to win the game. I got to do a better job of getting them motivated in games against lesser opponents." He knows what he's doing. Blatant disrespect for a team that just kicked your ass, coach.
Personal story about Ime last night.
Former King, too. Former Sacramento King.
Personal story. I have family members who are close friends with Ime, and we were waiting in the family section to see if he was going to come out and come talk to us after the game. He never did.
He was upset.
Yeah, he was texting the person that he truly knows that was our main contact. He was like, yeah, he's upset. He may not come out. So once we got there, we're like, all right. We were like, all right, we can catch him in a couple of weeks when they come back in town on 3 Sundays from now on Sunday, January 11th. So
yeah,
but yeah,
bad form. Respect your opponent, in my opinion, especially when they beat you. Somebody beats you, he's like, yeah, they were better than us tonight. But he's got an edge about him, and he certainly had success with the Boston Celtics and now with those Houston Rockets. As we said earlier, obviously we're more concerned with the Kings here. Who cares about the Houston Rockets? But that was a bad loss for the Houston Rockets last night, Ramsey.
Very,
I know
very
you
true.
made excuses for them. Oh, they were in Denver and they were at altitude.
For them, yeah, it's a bad loss. If they want to be one of these top teams, especially utilizing whatever they can get from Kevin Durant, yeah, no, you got to win a game like in their shoes. You got to win a game like this.
It's a very good team, and as Doug Christie said, that's a team that could be in the mix. I think he said they're going to be in the mix. I think they are a symbol that can be encouraging, to Kings fans, because it wasn't that long ago where they had to tear it down
and the thing
and rebuild, and it didn't take them too long. They drafted well, and here they are.
The one thing that Portland doesn't have, and it reared its ugly head last night.
You mean Houston?
I mean, yes, Houston. What am I thinking? I'm looking at the Houston logo saying something else. Yeah. But yeah, what reared its ugly head for Houston is no Fred VanVleet. They don't have a true point guard. They're using... And I mean, he's very skilled, very talented. But at times, this is not his natural position. They're using one of the twins, Ben Thompson, at point guard. And he's, like I said, he's very talented, very athletic, very skilled. He has a very bright and promising future, but he's not a point guard.
That's why I thought after he got hurt that the Kings might be a good match for them. But again, Malik is not a true point guard, but I thought he might be able to help them. Reed Shepard's done a nice job, but
again, he's not a point guard. He
right, I know.
He's a corner 3 assassin, which he showed last night.
So the Rockets were, 2018-19, they won 53 games. The next year they won 44. Then they went into the tank. 2021 they won 17 games. The next year they won 20. 2023 they won 22 games, and then they had drafted well. They hired Ime Udoka. They started coming out of it. 41-41 in 23-24, and then last year 52-30. So that's a very short time. Because to me, if you're 500, even though you missed the playoffs, like, all right, you're relevant again. That was only 3 years. 3 years wandering in the woods for them.
In the line you used, they drafted well.
They were drafted really well.
Shingun, Aman Thompson.
Jalen Green?
I was never sold on him.
No, but he was a good
he was part of that.
Quality for him. He was part of the deal that netted them Kevin Durant.
Very true. I mean, they still got the 2 bigs in Tari Eason and Jabari Smith Jr. that they drafted as well.
Yeah.
Which I don't know where. I mean, Jabari Smith got a similar contract to Keegan, so they feel he's a part of their core.
He was drafted ahead of Keegan, but got less money.
Yeah. And I don't know what their true thoughts are about Tari Eason. Tari Eason again.
He had a nice game last night.
He does, but he stays hurt.
Speaking of stays, he should have stayed on Dennis Schroder last night.
True.
On that play. I don't know what he was doing. He left Schroder in order to basically do nothing.
Yeah,
and leaving him wide open, and DeRozan found him.
He got caught in no man's land. Like if you flip on the opposite side of the court, the Kings had a lot of rotations like that last night where they left corner threes. Tari Eason was one, Jabari Smith, Reed Shepard. They left a lot of people open for corner threes last night.
Well, just to put a bow on it. That's, I think, encouraging for a team like the Kings that maybe going into the tank or rebuild mode. Took the Rockets 3 years, 17 wins, 20 wins, 22 wins, and then, boom, 41-41, 52-30, they were back. So that's all you got to do is draft well. Of course, they had some better players they were able to unload, say James Harden, to get better draft picks with, but that's a job well done right there.
And like you said, with Fresno's finest, Jalen Green, he was a piece that didn't fit for him, but as you said, it netted him Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and
So,
Jalen Green was a very high pick.
Yeah, he was drafted number 4, and I still don't know where he hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been healthy that much this year either. I don't know where he fits in Phoenix.
Ramsey, I'm with you. I never thought that much of him watching him play. It's like, he's not efficient, and I think that's one of the reasons they decided after last year's like, he's not the guy we need him to be. We got to do something. We need somebody who can play with Şengün and help him carry the offensive load when the moments are biggest. But they did get value for him.
And that's why they made it was based, in my opinion, they made the decision between Jalen Green and Amen Thompson, and they kept Amen Thompson.
They made the right choice.
I do.
Most
definitely.
Do you think they miss Dillon Brooks?
I don't know. I can't say one way or the other.
I would say no, just because they're still a very good defensive team. And, they had to part with him to get Kevin Durant. So we'll see.
I think
they haven't played that many games yet. But right now I'd say nothing against Dillon Brooks, who's doing some nice things with Phoenix, but I don't think they miss him.
I think they played, or from what I saw, it felt like they play a little more freely without Dillon Brooks. Like it's more free-flowing. And it also seems that Kevin Durant is taking a passive role. Basically, he's not being the number one.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically letting the kids, basically meaning like Amen Thompson, Şengün, be like, hey, this is your team. I'm just here to fill in and do what I got to do. I'm still going to get my points. But
yeah, he's working his way in. Yeah, he did have 21 shots last night. He had the most shots, but I know they've all talked about that, or at least some of them have said he's easy to play with. We didn't know he was going to be so easy to play with. So,
I mean,
he's working into it.
Here's what I know we haven't talked about it much, but KD was 2 assists away from a triple-double last night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists.
And you don't even really notice it, huh?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. I mean, especially the rebounds and the assists, because it didn't seem like he was moving the ball that much, but he was tied for the team leading assists with him last night with 8. With, again, Amen Thompson had 18, 9, and 8.
Mm-hmm. As you mentioned, Jabari Smith Jr., who was drafted ahead of Keegan in the same draft, he signed an extension over the summer. Didn't get as much as Keegan Murray. He had a pretty nice game last night, did Jabari Smith. He had 18 points. He had 5 rebounds and 2 assists. But Keegan Murray, are you kidding me? Keegan Murray last night, 26 points on 14 shots. That was Keegan when he's at his very best. Very efficient. 3 out of 4 from the three-point line, hit all 5 of his free throws. He certainly had bigger rebounding games, only had 4 rebounds, but he was excellent last night. And he played 47 minutes, and it was also significant that he had a big game because the last time they played them, they shut him down, and I think they shut him down in part because they just guarded him well. And last night, he had a little something for him, so good for him.
He did. Plus, I mean, okay, he only had 4 rebounds, but you have to look at the game as a whole. He was out on the perimeter most of the time, guarding Amen Thompson. Sometimes switched on to KD. Sometimes switched on to either a Tari Eason or a Jabari Smith Jr. With that being said, if you're out on the perimeter, guarding close to the line, and staying with your man, you may not have as many opportunities to grab rebounds.
Great point. And there's also this, Ramsey. It wasn't a problem. The Kings out-rebounded the Rockets 55-47. So it's not like, they got battered on the backboards because Keegan wasn't doing his job. No, Keegan had an excellent game last night.
Oh, most definitely. And, I mean, Russell Westbrook had 13 rebounds. And with what we've been talking about, he's getting his chance to play. Maxime Raynaud had another double-double. He had before fouling out. He had 12 points and 14 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's had, in the last 3 to 5 games, I think he's had a double-double on it. If not every game, almost every game.
Man, he gets shoved around. And I know that's part of playing center in the NBA, especially when you're young. And he's been playing some physical players. But, man, he gets shoved all over the place.
I mean, He's young. He's learning. He's getting his baptism by fire.
He is. And he's holding his own.
He may go back to the drawing board in the offseason and realize he might need to add not to take away from his lateral movement or whatever form of quickness he has, but he may have to realize, I may need to add a few pounds to be a little more physical and to hold my own down on the block.
I think where there's room for growth for him, in addition to what you said, it looked in college like he might have the ability to knock down a three-pointer. He took one last night. One of the big differences, though, is, and his form is always, even last year, from what I saw of him last year, is like a little funky, but he can make it. But it's a big difference in the NBA. The 23-9, other than in the corners, I know, but that's a big boy shot.
People don't realize how much 2 feet makes a difference on a shot. Taking an NBA three, and I mean, I know what it's like because I have played before in gyms that mark NBA threes. You try to take that shot instead of taking the high school or college. So you're like, oh yeah, this is a much different shot than shooting a shot from 19 or 20 feet.
So the Kings have today off. Then they'll play the third and 4 nights tomorrow night against the Detroit Pistons. But just a feel-good night for a team that probably needed it, even though last night's loss doesn't help them when it comes to the lottery and the ping pong balls and all of that. And that's a legitimate concern. But you just see that the fans and the players needed a win last night. And most encouraging is how hard they played in coming from behind and beating the Rockets 125-124. So shut your pie hole, Ime Udoka.
I mean, the Kings just needed to find a way again, as I call it, to break luck. They were on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah.
They just needed to put a game together to get out of it, just to let them know, once again, taking a line from my dad. Not saying you're that bad, not saying you're that good, but it lets you know, okay, you know what a win feels like.
Dynamic Butterfly says Max is already putting on muscle. You can see the difference from the beginning of the year. I know before the season started, Jay and I were talking about the 2 rookies, and we were saying, first of all, the day of the draft or the day after the draft, we were saying, you don't know if both these guys are going to make it. They're both good prospects, and they're high picks, relatively high picks. But, it's the NBA. We'll see how this works out. But as we got closer to the start of the season, it looked like, Nick Clifford is probably a little further along as a prospect than Maxime Raynaud. Nick Clifford's probably going to be part of the rotation sooner. Right now, here we are. Maxime Raynaud is starting, and I know some of that, or a lot of that, is because of the injury to Domantas Sabonis. But Maxime Raynaud is playing great, and Nick Clifford is the one who's struggling a little bit to find his game.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Clifford again is in a position in the NBA that may take a little more time because there's a glutton of talent at the position that he plays.
A lot of talent, yeah. But there's also, it also gets back to what we just said. He's struggling from the three-point line. And again, it's an adjustment for a lot of guys.
What we just said 2 minutes ago.
Significantly longer shot.
What we just said 2 minutes ago. It's 2 feet makes an entire world of difference shooting that three. So he, like you said, he may be not the corner three, but anywhere on top of the key, the perimeter, it's a much different shot. Than what you may think. Oh, 2 feet. No, it makes a difference on a basketball court.
Dylan Cardwell playing well, so things, at least in the short term, over the last few games, looking up for the Kings. And Doug Christie has said, as we know, as we've discussed, and as you probably know, Doug Christie has said the compete level seems to be something's coming together for him. I don't know what that means when you consider that a lot of the players that are contributing to that are guys that probably aren't going to be here much longer.
and
sort all that out.
And those that are contributing may not have had, like Maxime, may not have had an opportunity to contribute as much if the roster was fully healthy.
Yeah. I mentioned Zach LaVine, and I know there's a lot of people that reacted strongly, and basically the reaction is, look, he doesn't win games and he gets paid a lot of money. Historically, he has not been a good value, and I understand that. Those are facts. I still don't know exactly why the Kings brought him here in the first place. And even though once he was here even, I think some of the moves they made with the roster didn't do him any favors. But now, hopefully, maybe the Milwaukee Bucks will decide, yes, that's what we need. He will help Giannis with the spacing. They'll complement each other. If the Kings can get off of his contract and or Domantas Sabonis' contract. And if they can get even one more first-round pick in this year's lottery, I think they're doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, I mean, he was originally brought here to be that volume scorer because you moved off the volume scorer in De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
And his reputation has been around the league, and he has set his career up to be a volume scorer, but it hasn't translated in Sacramento as much as it did, especially in his previous stop in Chicago.
I thought this year he was going to be a guy who would average, maybe 27 a game.
Yeah, I was thinking 27, 28 a game and take that next step to get the Kings to the next step. But unfortunately, it hasn't worked itself out that way, and now he's hurt, so can't say much. And again, we don't know when he'll be back.
Right.
He may not be back. He may be done for the rest of the 2025 calendar year. He may not be back until January 1st.
Those things take about 2 weeks typically.
Yeah.
Sprained ankle like that, and he sprained it badly. It's just there's no way around it's going to take about 2 weeks. But Dennis Schroder also played very well last night. He's like a different guy from the Schroder we saw at the beginning of the season.
Because as he said previously, he said he wasn't comfortable. I believe Schroder has found himself because I believe he's come to the realization he's more comfortable being an energy player coming off the bench and starting. In my opinion. So he's taken that and ran with it. And
to my eye, he also struggled with, I'm the point guard, but we got to run the offense through Domas sometimes when he's on the floor. I think that was awkward for him as well.
Very true. And with that being said, they thought Westbrook was going to be the sixth man. Westbrook stepped in. Taking the starting point.
Westbrook doesn't play well coming off the bench for this team.
No, he plays better in the starting. He plays better as a starting point guard.
It's like, I'm starting, give me the ball, I'm going to do what I want. If he's coming off the bench, it's like, Russ.
And
he's
you
trying to find his way.
And you live with some of the mistakes that Westbrook makes. You know it comes with the territory. And I said this
But aren't some of them a little, pardon me, Ramsey, but to that point, I mean, couldn't he just curb some of those a little bit? I mean, some of the turnovers, some of the shots he takes, like
some of the turnovers, you look at it with as fast as he moves, even at 37 years old. If he slowed himself down about a quarter to a half a step, it wouldn't be a turnover.
Yeah, the thing with Westbrook, and I know he's an absolute Hall of Famer. He deserves to be an all-time great player. But what you just said, and a lot of people say, it's like, well, with Russ, you got to take the bad with the good. And I guess part of me feels like, do I really?
I understand.
Really?
I understand where you. I understand. I understand both sides of the ledger, both sides of the coin with Russell Westbrook. But as I was going to say, when I heard his name being thrown around in the summer and they were waiting, I came to the realization. I was like, I can wrap my head around Russell Westbrook being in Sacramento, and he's contributed much more than what I thought he would contribute being on this team. So
that said, I still am skeptical, and this is not, I don't have an axe to grind with him. I'm trying to be objective. I just will be surprised if there's much demand for him around the league, because I know you and Alan were talking about this today. I heard Alan saying that there's people around the league that say, we knew he could do that. What he's doing now, we're not really surprised, but teams didn't want him anyway. So not a knock on him. I'm just not optimistic that anybody's going to come calling for the Kings and say, yes, that's the guy we need. He played well for Denver last year. He helped them win in the postseason, and still they said, yeah, you know what, we're good.
He's played well on the last few stops. He played well for the Clippers when he was in LA. Mm-hmm. And just referring to the Clippers, I'm so glad the Kings didn't even think about entertaining trying to get Chris Paul. I'm glad. I would much, as we've seen, I'd much rather have Russell Westbrook over Chris Paul, and because as what we have seen that has happened with the Clippers, they're 7-21. As we have seen with them with the Chris Paul situation, I feel if Chris Paul was in Sacramento, he would have tried to do the same exact thing of, in my opinion, try to overstep his boundary and think he's a coach and can impart himself.
I think that's what he does, yeah.
I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Nothing. And Westbrook, you can see, tries to embrace his teammates, and especially Maxime Raynaud. He has embraced him like, that's my rook, and he looks for him a lot, basically, to get him going, get him involved, because he knows if I can dump him off, get him an easy shot at the basket, I can get him engaged to help me on the defensive end, grab rebounds and things of that nature.
I've been trying to find if there's a stat anywhere, it must be obtainable somewhere, where you can tell a percentage of a player's stats and assists to a particular individual. Because the eye test, Maxime Raynaud, it seems like 75% of his baskets are assisted by Russell Westbrook.
They are. You tell no lies. They are. Because Russell Westbrook knows.
Comes down the lane. If he's not shooting, he's throwing it to Max no matter where he is.
And because, like I said, he's probably taking him under his wing in his rookie.
Yeah.
Like, hey, get involved. I'm going to get you involved.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Jason here in the YouTube chat says, I think I like Neek, just not sure what he is yet, an undersized 3 or an average size 2. And Carmichael Dave guy says, yeah, Neek is a wing, 6'5", 6 only 185. B. Deet says, all I know is this team is way more watchable when Levine is in street clothes. And he also says, Dennis Schroder turned it around. I thought it was awful, but he made me eat my words a bit. Gotta hand it to him. Dynamic Butterfly says, dunk it, Max!
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with the 185 part with Neek Clifford because I think he looks like he weighs closer to 200 in my opinion. And even if he doesn't, he needs to get in the weight room and add a few pounds.
Yeah, he could use. It's not going to happen. He could be a little taller. It'd be great if he's an inch or two taller. But
we don't know if he has another
Sacramento Kings
growth spurt, but I'll take him getting in the weight room.
6'5", according to Wikipedia. 6'5", 175.
That's what I just looked it up on. I looked it up on Basketball Reference. They said the same thing. 6'5", 175. I don't see the 175. I see the height, and I see someone at 6'5", in my opinion, it looks like he's closer to 200 pounds than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Michael, Neek was 175 at the draft combine.
I mean, you got to get, in my opinion, you need to get at least 30, 40 pounds.
I do think the one thing I said last week was that what the Kings need to do for Neek is they need to give him consistent minutes, and maybe they're starting to do that. But it is pretty apparent he is trying to figure out, what am I? How do I fit into all this? Which can be difficult when you're playing with veterans who are taking a lot of shots. But he's regressed. That's the thing. And it happens. It's not always linear, the progress of a player in any sport. They don't always get a little better and a little better and a little better and onward. Sometimes it goes up, it goes down. It's just, you always have to keep an eye on things when he's regressing a little bit. And that's what's going on the last few weeks.
Ever so slightly. Yeah. But, I mean,
he did have a big game against Miami.
Yeah, and you said with the slight regression, he had one of his better games, in my opinion, Saturday night, even though they lost. He was 5'11", 2 of 5 from 3, had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and an assist. So he was getting himself involved in other ways.
Those are good numbers, yeah. And was it the other game against Portland? I think he was 4 for 8 or something. So yeah.
Yeah.
Last night he struggled a little bit. But,
he struggled a little, and it may have been because again, the larger lineup that Houston has.
Yes.
They throw a lot of bodies at you with length.
And just some of those guys you got to guard and that are guarding you on that team, they're no fun.
No. and for example, Man Thompson wasn't even near him. It was I believe Josh Okogie might have guarded him sometimes, and then you got either the Jabari Smiths or Tari Eason's guarding you. So those are dudes that he's giving up 5 inches to.
Yeah, it's like, man, I'm going to work tonight. Yeah, I'm not playing basketball. I'm working basketball. When we come back with 2 weeks left, which teams are legitimate Super Bowl contenders? A better question may be which are not, as we get you ready for the 49ers and the Colts coming up tonight on Sactown Sports.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
So you need last-minute gifts. No judgment. Get an extra 25% off during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale and find great gifts under $20. Like something cozy, something thoughtful, something that says you planned this all along. Yep, you're just one quick trip away from checking off the last gifts on your list. Save now at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It was a couple of years ago that I walked into the Mercedes-Benz of Stockton showroom for the very first time, and let me tell you, I was blown away. Not only did they have the finest cars I've ever seen, the people I encountered, whether it was Jane, whether it was Dante, Jason, you name it, they were all friendly to me. And now is the perfect time for you to head to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton because it's the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. You may say, Drapes, what's the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration? Well, for starters, you can get a car with 3-year prepaid maintenance on select models. And because it's nearing the end of the year, important tax breaks are available right now. Plus, they have low rates on new vehicles and certified pre-owned vehicles. So see for yourself. Head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now and tell them Drape sent you. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration, the gift that keeps on giving.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and Timber Creek Golf Course want to let you know is your official holiday golf headquarters. Right now, they've got an unreal deal going. Buy 2, get 1 free. These are 12 packs of Srixon golf balls. Srixon has been turning heads all year. I've been using these balls, and yeah, for the record, my pseudo hole-in-one back in September came off a Srixon tee shot, and people aren't letting me forget it, that's for sure. Listen, these balls will not make you a scratch golfer, but for somebody like me, it makes the ball go more in the direction I want it to go in, and that means quite a bit. So whether you're shopping for the golfer in your life or, let's be honest, you're buying for yourself, hey, stock up now. When you're at Timber Creek, grab a gift certificate for lessons to dial in your game for next season. Whether you're fixing a slice or adding distance, improvement doesn't stop for winter. You got your holiday shopping solved. Srixon, buy 2, get 1 free at Timber Creek Golf Course. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heating and Air. They're now upgrading what they do to include plumbing. They're bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. So they're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them all the time as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free and give you that second opinion. And right now, they got a free furnace special with a full system installation up to $2,500 in rebates, all for a company that's been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Top of the hour, we've got Monday Night Football. It's 49ers and the Colts. Ramsey, who is not, between you and I, Ramsey is a huge fan of like half the teams in the NFL. The 49ers are not one of them. I don't think he likes the 49ers, and he thinks the Colts are going to put a hurting on the 49ers tonight. Don't you, Ramsey? You're not the only one.
I don't know if hurting's the right word, but I think it's going to be a much more competitive game than what people feel. And I give the Colts a shot at home to win the game. If they win the game, it'll be in my opinion, it'll be a one-score game. I'm not saying they're going to blow San Francisco out, but the key for the Colts, in my opinion, is Jonathan Taylor left, Jonathan Taylor right, Jonathan Taylor middle.
Mm-hmm.
If they can establish and run the football on a team that has perennially struggled against teams that run the football,
mm-hmm.
they can find themselves. And if their defense, if the Indianapolis defense is opportunistic,
no Sauce Gardner.
I get that, but if they're opportunistic, you can force Brock Purdy into mistakes. Which one of my favorite teams who play San Francisco next Sunday, which I know San Francisco fans can't focus on that because they have a game tonight. I can turn my focus to that because that's the next game for the Bears. The Bears are the most opportunistic defense in the NFL with 30 turnovers, and I have enough confidence to say they'll find a way to make Brock Purdy turn the ball over multiple times.
But we're not talking about that game yet.
I understand.
We're not talking about that game yet.
I understand.
Yeah.
Like
Brock does. I think when he's at his worst, he gets a little loose with the football. I try to figure out why is it that he lasted as long as he did in the draft. Clearly, teams, if they had it to do over again, they would have drafted him sooner. But why was that? And I think that's about the only thing I can think of. I think a lot of teams looked at it and said, that guy throws the ball all over the place.
That's what you would call as a quarterback his fatal flaw.
Yeah.
He's loose with the football and sometimes doesn't make the greatest decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he does, not a fan, but I can admit he's on point. But when he makes mistakes, they basically seem to spiral and basically compound themselves.
Well, as you said, the 49ers have struggled to stop the run this year, and they also struggle to run the ball. We all know that. Typically, if you can't run the ball and you can't stop the run, you have about zero chance of winning a Super Bowl. But this year, you can find a flaw that normally might be fatal for just about every team that's in the running.
Very true.
Yeah, and somebody has to win it. So as we evaluate the teams that are legitimate Super Bowl contenders, we can't hold them up to those time-honored standards. Well, a Super Bowl team does this and this and this. Like, no, there's a lot of teams, maybe none of them, that do that anymore. So which of these teams are legitimately Super Bowl contenders? Denver? New England? Yeah?
Yeah.
Jacksonville? All of a sudden, after their win yesterday, a lot of people are going, oh, look out for the Jags.
You got to put a little respect on Jacksonville's name. They're 11-4.
I know. Steelers, no, right? DK Metcalf, by the way, suspended in the next 2 games for getting into an altercation with a fan. He is appealing that, but Steelers.
I believe the AFC North is similar to the NFC South. The winner of that division may be one and done at home.
Chargers, offensive line issues, but they're 11-4. The Bills, they had to sneak by Cleveland yesterday. They have trouble stopping teams. And a lot of people also say, ooh, sneaky good team in AFC is currently the 7th-seeded Houston Texans.
You mentioned the Bills here. If the Bills remain in the same spot that they remain, do you personally have enough confidence to say the Bills can go on the road 4 times and win 4 football games?
When I consider the competition they'd face, I'm not saying, oh, yeah, they'll do that easy, but I could see that.
I could, but it's a very tall task. I would much rather you would much rather them at least get 1, if not a couple of home games.
Mm-hmm. In the NFC, how many of these teams could we say are legitimate Super Bowl contenders? The Seahawks?
Yes.
With that quarterback, I agree with you. But, there was a time when it's like, well, there's no way that's a Super Bowl contending team.
I believe the Seahawks.
Incredible win.
I believe the Seahawks this season may have the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, and stout defense as well.
Oh, their defense is. I'm not saying it's Legion of Boom type status, but their defense is back.
Yeah, the Bears with that comeback over the Packers. I know the Packers were riddled by injury, but
the Bear. Yeah, I mean, not just because I'm a Bears fan.
You're a Bears fan? We didn't know.
Just the way that the season has played itself out. You can't take the Bears out in the fourth quarter. I think they've come back a half dozen times with less than 5 minutes to go to win a game in the fourth quarter.
That's going to be a tremendous game next Sunday night. That's if the 49ers take care of their business tonight.
I'll be there.
I mean, it's still going to be a great game, presumably in a big game, but it'll be a lot bigger game if the 49ers take care of their business tonight. Then you've got the Eagles. I think they're going to finish strongly. Don't they have Buffalo coming up here still to play?
It might be next week. Let me double check.
I think they have Buffalo, and then I think they play Washington again.
I know they definitely have the I know they got the Commanders at home this time.
Yeah. Then you have the Rams, who have suffered some really monumental collapses this year. They've blown some big fourth quarter leads. Other than that, you'd say, man, they've got it all. But they've got that.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Philly at Buffalo, 125 spot next week.
Mm-hmm. Who do you like in that one?
I take Buffalo ever so slightly because they're at home.
Yeah. I'm with you. And then you've got the 49ers, currently the 6th seed, but of course with a win tonight, they would zoom up the standings. I still think if they don't start running the ball better, and at this point, can they? And if they don't start stopping the run, and can they? I think it's going to be tough to win a Super Bowl. But
I mean, I think it's going to be, if they can't do what you just described, not even win a Super Bowl, I think it's going to be difficult for them to win the NFC West, which they may need more than anybody.
Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll know more about them tonight, because that's certainly going to be a test to stop, as you say, Jonathan Taylor. The Panthers, by the way, are currently the 4 seed, although the odds posted by NFL.com give Tampa Bay a better chance of getting into the playoffs than the Panthers. And then you've got the Packers, 9-5-1.
I don't get those. Why they feel Tampa Bay is.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Why Tampa Bay is favored. Tampa Bay, I believe, has lost 6 of their last 7.
They've got Tampa Bay 7-8. Playoff probability currently 58%. Panthers 8-7. Playoff probability 42%.
Yeah, Tampa Bay has lost 6 of their last 7. They are struggling. And the only game that they won, they beat Arizona.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying these numbers are right. I'm just saying those are the numbers. We could end up with kind of a goofy Super Bowl this year, like like Jacksonville against Seattle or something like that.
I mean, for me,
goofy in terms of the brand.
Oh no, I get. For me, I hope it's the Bears against anybody. But again, every team has a flaw, so I don't know. I don't know. Let me rephrase this. The one thing this NFL season has taught you is that we're in week 16 of 18, and it's so unpredictable. You still don't have a feel of what the season is.
I think right now I'd have to say New England's the best team in the AFC.
And I can't argue that because I don't know. I can't argue that. I mean, their record tells you that they're the 2 seed.
I know this may be too convenient, but some said, last night, the comeback against the Ravens, they actually learned something from what the Bills had done to them. I mean, maybe sometimes that's just a little too convenient to say, but that does seem to be a pretty rock-solid team. And Drake may be the most valuable player in the AFC. He may be the most valuable player in the National Football League this year.
AFC, I'll give to you. NFL, no.
Who is it in the NFL?
Matthew Stafford. He. I mean, outside of even in the loss Thursday night, he was surgical. He threw for 459 yards, and he's just been surgical all season. And I've been trying to think of who it could be. Past couple, I'm like, it's Stafford. I got to concede it.
He's got the inside track. Do you remember, Ramsey? It wasn't that long ago, 6-7 weeks. We were saying, hey, Baker Mayfield's an MVP candidate.
Yeah,
and he was.
People were saying that when before Tampa Bay lost 6 or 7.
When we come back, tell you how the 49ers Colts tonight will look a little different. That's next on Sactown Sports.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds? Birds? What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You're going to do a Neil Diamond show?
A Neil Diamond experience from Focus Features.
Are you ready to sing? We Caroline.
Critics and audiences are raving. Song Sung Blue is fantastically entertaining.
It's good.
So good. With powerhouse performances from Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson.
Tell me I'm doing the right thing.
You are. Based on a triumphant true story about never giving up on your dreams.
Sold out shows. We're sold out?
Song Sung Blue, rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Only in theaters this Thursday.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Quiet down. Here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
The clock is ticking. This holiday season, give the gift they'll really love. A new Honda from Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Happy Honda days are happening right now. Score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas, all at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Growing your business? It's all about having the right team on the court. At Bank of Marin, we partner with businesses in the greater Sacramento area, delivering personalized service and local expertise to help you make a slam dunk. Whether it's customized lending or solutions to keep your business growing, you'll benefit from local decision making, expanding, acquiring additional assets, or building a lasting banking relationship. We're ready for tip-off. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to Monday Night Football. Who's going to win tonight? Well, I'll tell you this. For the last 6 weeks, I've done a little thing on X where I take the gumball helmets of teams. And I made this up when I was about 7 years old. And you slide them together and one falls over, and then the team that's still standing, they win. I'm not going to tell you how this one came out. You can see it on X. I think the station retweeted it. But the helmet, since I started doing it, Ramsey, they've been right every week in predicting the outcome of 49er games. They have not been wrong yet. I don't want to tell you what they say about tonight. You can find that on X, but they have been right. The gumball helmets have been right every single week.
So they've even got the 4 losses correct?
Well, I haven't done it the whole season, but since I started doing it, they had them losing to the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Which?
And I think that's the only loss of the – yeah. Anyway, they've got them all money.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
So-
and that the Rams loss up to this point, that probably was their worst loss of the year because, like I said in the last segment, Matthew Stafford was surgical in that game.
Yeah, that was a bad one. To me, just without really studying it, to me the Texans loss was the worst loss because
that too,
it's
yeah.
like they didn't have a chance. You could see, even if the score was reasonable, it's like, yeah, but you can just see they don't have a chance.
No, they
in this
ain't.
game.
Yeah, I
They were
forgot
dominated.
about the Texans. Yeah, D'Amico had them boys ready that day.
He
Yeah,
did.
they stood no chance in Energy Stadium.
Here's how the game will look a little different tonight, and some of it depends on how you choose to consume it. Of course, you can hear it here on Sactown Sports. The Colts are going to be wearing their Indiana Knights black helmets. Have you seen those before?
I've seen it. It's going to be the black jerseys too.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of black jerseys. I like them.
Yeah, I think it's a good look with the blue horseshoe. So that'll look different. And then, of course, in 2 weeks, the 49ers and the Seahawks are going to be wearing the black rivalry. Well, of course, they can't both wear black, but I think the Seahawks are wearing black helmets. I think both teams are wearing black helmets.
And I
know the 49ers are wearing.
Yeah, they're going to wear
black.
the. I think the Seahawks, if they're wearing the rivalry jersey, it's going to be the same one they wore on Thursday Night Football, which is a lighter, like a gray / green.
Oh, that green sort of with the feathers on it and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, color-wise, it's contrasting enough on the field.
Mm-hmm. Also tonight, brand new Monday Night Football playbook starts tonight. Now, bear with me. I'm not saying you should watch this or not. I don't know if I'll watch it. I'm thinking about it. This is an all 22 camera angles that zoom in around the field. It's on ESPN 2 in week 16 and 17, and then it's going to shift to the ESPN app for week 18 and the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So all 22 camera angles that zoom in around the field, and it's going to use data visualizations and NFL next-gen stats as well. Luke Kuechly, Dan Orlovsky, Field Yates are at the helm for this. This is the first time they're doing it tonight. I don't know, Ramsey. Honestly, I think it's the type of thing you might enjoy.
It would be something, again, I probably would enjoy it, and it would be a game. It would be for a game that I don't have that much interest in.
Yeah.
It would be something if I wanted to watch, like potentially tonight. If I'm going to sit down and watch the game tonight, I'd probably turn that on because I don't need Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
So it's MNF Monday Night Football, of course. MNF playbook tonight. ESPN 2, all 22 camera angles zooming in around the field, data visualizations and NFL next gen stats as well. We'll see. Are you ever watch Manning Cast?
Again, on games where I don't have true interest in the teams, it's not bad.
I find that I watch depending on if I hear that there's a guest on that I really like, I'll watch. Otherwise, it's like, it's fine, but I'm just soon watch the game.
Yeah, that's it.
Just soon watch the game. Sometimes with the sound turned way down.
That's it. I mean, and I've definitely got to a point, not just with Monday Night Football, but a lot of time for my football consumption, a majority of it, I have Sirius satellite radio. So I have the NFL package, so I consume football listening to the local team broadcast.
Who's the best local broadcaster in the NFL? And we won't say of course it's Greg Papa and Guy Haberman and the 49ers crew, but they're not eligible for inclusion here.
And I'm not going to use.
He's going to say one is the Bears, two is
I'm going to eliminate
Falcons.
I'm going to eliminate my favorite teams. I mean, you can never.
That's 3/4 of the league.
I mean, you can again. You can never go wrong with a Merrill race with the Eagles.
Okay.
I mean, this gentleman's not bad, but he's probably one of the biggest homers I've seen is Paul Allen in Minnesota.
All right.
But I mean, I can give you that. I forget the gentleman, Steve something. I forget his last name, but the Seahawks announcer isn't bad either. I forget his last name. I know first name is Steve, but he's not bad either. And I mean, I also like JB Long and MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew with the Rams.
Oh, Steve Rabel?
Yes.
Steve Rabel, I think he was a receiver.
Yeah.
I think he played receiver way back when.
Yeah, he does. He's a Seahawks broadcaster.
Mm-hmm.
He's not bad. I mean, if I had to name a fifth, I mean, he's one of the OGs of the OGs. Mm-hmm. Gene Deckerhoff with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I believe he still calls Florida State football games as well.
By the way, Carmichael Dave, not really, wants to know who is the guy behind Ramsey. That's identify yourself. That's Anthony.
Yeah, that is one of our other producers, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony, and he does, of course, the show on Saturdays, Emran's Card Show that I'm on, and Anthony also is going to be engineering, I guess, the Monday Night Football game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Before we go, interesting thought here on the text line on your Sacramento Kings. I don't have a name here, and this person, if they have their name in this thread, I apologize. I didn't see it. But this person is saying about the Kings and the win last night. Talk about clunky. We were saying that the Kings offense looked clunky. Talk about clunky. The entire organization is clunky. Nothing works for this team. Now we're just going to get all happy about a win and a couple of games. They played positive in, and what is 10, 15, 20 more wins going to do for this team other than screw us for a top draft pick, Ramsey? Why should we be happy about them playing better here or there when a few more wins are just ultimately going to be detrimental to our cause?
NBA players don't go out and play for draft picks. They go out to win games.
Sure, they do. But as a fan, I don't have to want them to win. I want them to lose to get a better pick. Obviously, the players are going to play hard.
I've never been in that proposition. Mm-hmm. I've never been in the boat of wanting a team to lose to get a draft pick.
I get it. I know how some fans are, and I admit last night I started thinking, wow, they might win this game, and are they better off winning? At some point, you got to win some games. You got to win a few games. The team needed a win. And short term, last night, as I said earlier, Kings fans, it was very zen of them. They forgot about all that, Texter. And maybe you're right. Maybe that should be the primary consideration right now. But for one night last night, the fans brought it and the players brought it. And it was an enjoyable night of basketball. You're right. We don't want them to end up with, 27 wins or something like that. 17 would be a lot better. But for one night, everyone had a good time. Enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy.
Merry Christmas, damn it.
Yeah. And it's not Friday, damn it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you go out there, you want to see your team compete, you want to see your team win, regardless of the situation. I mean, if they're struggling, they're struggling. I understand.
And the one win doesn't really hurt them.
No.
In terms of the lottery and everything. If they are, pardon me, Ramsey, I'm sorry, but if they trade some of the veterans that they would like to trade, don't worry. They're not going to win a lot of games the rest of the way.
No.
Don't concern yourself with that.
No. I mean, let them go out and let the chips fall where they may. And they win how many games they win. That's what it is.
I do think a lot of fans have gotten on board with the rebuild. And I think if you're going to have younger players playing hard, there's an underdog quality to that I think Sacramento fans are going to get behind. We'll see. Long ways to go. Who knows what's going to happen? But I think the last few nights are an indication that fans are starting to warm up to the whole thing. They understand it. We all understand it. We've all understood it. But now we're starting to accept it.
And for me, I can't accept losing. I understand it. It happens, but I haven't got to, because that for me is what they call apathy. I'm not apathetic yet.
No, but it's not apathy in the long term. It's because you want to win more games in the future. So it's all part of that. We'll see where it goes. We've got Monday Night Football for you. The 49ers and the Colts. Jay's back tomorrow. I'm back tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy Monday Night Football. Thanks for listening to The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products